All right. Good morning, everybody. I got it straight in here today. First of all, let me open this chat. First of all, yesterday after when I got off the show, I told you I'm in wire hell over here because I'm changing up the setup. I have a monitor over here, not landscape, portrait wise. I have it turned portrait for your comments. So there's the camera and there's the comments. So I can be reading the comments and talking to you at the same time. And it looks nice and neat over there in the corner with a light above it. There's a light right here. And there's a light right here. You can't see it right now, but it's right over there. And then I have my streaming monitor right here. Then I have my gaming monitor right here. And then I have my streaming computer right here. And it's all laid out so I can see if anything goes wrong. So I know my audio is going. It's actually peaking out. Hold on. I know my audio is going. Oh, yeah, it's peaking out. Let me turn my audio down just a little bit. Hold on. It's too loud for you this early in the morning. Okay, but I can see my audio nice and clear. Everything beautiful. Good morning. And I put peanut butter in her little bone over there. She's got a bone with a big hole in it. So I put peanut butter in the hole and look at her. She's gone. So we can talk. We got a minute. What's up? What's up, Nick? What's up, Big Win? What's up, A Bush? Good morning, Christy. How are you guys doing? Did I change this? Yeah, there are a couple of topics we didn't get to yesterday because I got focused on talking to you guys or whatnot, like I always do. But there's some new things. I mean, not new things. There's some things I wanted to talk about yesterday. Let me bring up my captions again. All right. Zach Martin. The thing with Zach Martin, it happened so quickly for us. I wanted to talk this before I talk about the topics of this morning, which is Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy. But the whole Zach Martin is done already thing kind of hit us quickly. We didn't see him decline. Like for instance, Tyron. We had a couple of seasons to understand that we weren't gonna have Tyron anymore, right? So we knew the Jets was buying something that wasn't going to really produce for them. And we were okay with that, and we were ready to move on. That's why nobody is complaining, because we don't have a good left tackle right now, but nobody's complaining because we didn't get rid of it. We didn't say we should have kept Tyron. Nobody's saying we should have kept Tyron for another year. So that one, we let that one kind of go to the wayside or whatever. But the Zach thing this year, I mean, I saw Zach with all the gray hairs, and I'm like, dude, you're not as old as me, man. I just got my grays. And then his play, you're in rehab? Oh, man. Chris Plumage, good morning. Chris Plumage says, I was thinking back to when the Eagles got Saquon. I think my reaction was probably like, how can the league felt when we got Zeke in the draft? I knew he was going to be a problem for us. You know what, Chris? I was delusional when not really delusional, but I was hoping that the Eagles with Saquon would look similar to the Giants with Saquon, in the fashion that Saquon would only play in a few games every season. He would miss a significant amount of games every year. So I was like, well, maybe we'll have to deal with 1 year of really Saquon, and the rest of the seasons is like a half of Saquon because he's got something. He's got nagging injuries because he's always had nagging injuries at New York. That dude doesn't even look like he hadn't even had a nagging injury. He hadn't even had a scrape this year. So I'm like, well, that goes out the window. But yeah, we saw it. We saw it, Chris Blumage. We knew how good Swift was with that offensive line. Swift and Jalen Hurts, because I add them both into the running game. We knew how good both of those guys were in that offense. And when you take the weakest one, which is not Hurts, it was Swift. When you take Swift out and replace him with Saquon Barkley, you just upped your game. You just upped your game. And shoot, man, just imagine if they had one of the better passers in the league. What if they had like a Lamar Jackson running the ball? Ugh. Yeah, Christy, poor Zach is done, man. I mean, yeah, the injuries. Yeah, Zach hit that wall. Ooh, either it was kept from us somehow, big win, or he hit that wall really fast. Cortland Brown says he would have nagging injuries every week if he knew he was playing for the Giants. That's a valid point. That's a valid point. 100%. What's up, the great Duke Bothers? How are you doing this morning? Look at Sora back there. I out-tricked her this morning. I wonder how long it's going to last. Is it going to last a full 30 minutes? Is it going to last a full 30? All right, next. Dak. I can't read it. I wish let me see if I can read it. But Dak Prescott had a little interview in his car yesterday, and it was all, supportive of Mike McCarthy. And this is where we are right now, guys. This is where we are. I wanted a better coach. You wanted a better quarterback. We're not going to get either, okay? We're going to have Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott for a good minute, all right? And if you sit back and take away the drama from the situation, we're okay with that because you know what you have. You have two guys that can put together something that can get you to the first and second rounds of the playoffs, okay? That's what we know. If we changed out McCarthy, we don't know what kind of coach we'd get to be able to get us back to that point, to be honest. All the Deion talk was really, to me, was really annoying simply because Deion he don't have the NFL experience. There's no telling how long it would take for Deion to get to the level of a Mike McCarthy, to be honest, in the NFL. So I wasn't with that. Other coaches, Bill Belichick went out like a dinosaur. It was just like nothing intrigued me with the coaching situation so far, or whatever. The Ben Johnson and stuff, that's not going to happen because Jerry wasn't going to do something like that. And for a fact that if you do bring another coach in here, if you do bring another quarterback in here, they're going to be brought into the same situation that actually created Dak Prescott, because Dak Prescott is a Dallas Cowboy creation. This Dak Prescott isn't the Dak Prescott that came out of college. This is the Dak Prescott that the Dallas Cowboys created, and they molded him into the quarterback that they wanted. Same with Mike McCarthy. This is the coach that they want. They molded Mike McCarthy into the guy that would not say anything, that would let everything go, would be the ship calmer and all that kind of stuff, but not much of anything else, right? So now Dak Prescott has basically said, bring back McCarthy and give him some power. So you got your number one quarterback, and in this situation, a lot of players are quiet, because they might get a better coach or whatnot. Dak, for him to throw all of his support behind Mike McCarthy is absolutely huge, because now you got a situation where they've been working on the offense. This is their second year with this Texas Coast offense. And the second year is really not the second year because they're not working right now. And the second year is not a second year because of what I'm getting ready to talk about, the roster. But Dak was basically saying that bring back Mike and let him work on this roster because you guys are failing on it. And it was really, to me, it was really pointed, and as hard as a Dak Prescott can say, because I'm kind of like that same human being. I'm not going to go in on somebody like harshly, but he went in on the front office as harshly as I think, Dak Prescott would do. You know what I'm saying? And he told them, you are the ones that gave us a dud. You are the ones that dropped the ball. Everyone and their mama knew that the Dallas Cowboys wasn't doing anything in this season. And it wasn't because of Dak Prescott, and it wasn't because of Mike McCarthy. It was because of your roster. Am I right here? So it's just like, what are our options? What are our options right now? I'm trying to formulate. It's kind of like the way I settled in on Dak Prescott is like the options aren't out there. The options for better aren't out there. The options for better are not easily obtainable. We all want better, but the options for better aren't obtainable. I mean, you see Jaden Daniels, he's still got to learn how to beat man defense now. Caleb's still learning. So if you go in the draft and get one of the elites, what Dak never was, if you go in the draft and get one of the elite prospects, it's still going to take him a minute. So it's just, and then you never know if that thing will come to fruition, and you can end up being with the Jets which I talked about yesterday when the quarterback, oh no, he's not good, let's get another one. No, he's not good, let's get another one. Oh, he's not good, let's get another one. And then you look over your shoulder, and all three of the quarterbacks that you just got rid of are still doing good, and the one you just spent a whole bunch of money on is doing nothing. So you don't want to be in that situation with a quarterback. When you got one that can play, move on to the next thing. Now, coach. Same thing, 12-5, 12-5, 12-5. 12-5 and 12-5 and 12-5. I mean, that's not bad. It got us. It's annoying because it's like we can't do anything past that 5. It's like it's a ceiling on that. So in my opinion, if we know we can get 12-5, 12-5, 12-5, 12-5, if we know that's possible with the current configuration, then let's do what we can to get the right things for this configuration to work. Finally, because my problem has never been the configuration. The problem has been with the pieces inside that configuration to make it work. When we got rid of Monty Cooper, we never replaced it. And that was enormous because the league followed us. The league followed us. When we paired up CD and Amari Cooper, the league said, oh my goodness, what they're doing in Dallas, we got to do. We got to get 2 targets. I'm telling you, that's where probably started in Cincinnati. But we were in the NFC, we were one of the first ones to get those 2 big targets. And then Philadelphia went and got their 2 targets. And then San Francisco got a ton of targets. But they got major targets or whatever. But we were the first one of the first ones, and we let Amari Cooper go. And we still have never replaced Amari Cooper, along with a whole lot of other exodus, a mass exodus out of Dallas with talent. So how can we expect a quarterback and a coach to do better when the organization has taken everything away from them? That's my issue. That's my issue. So we're liking this. Have I said this before? We're in like a Cowboys purgatory. We're in a Cowboys purgatory. Well, we can't really do anything because we don't want to go down there because it's hot down there. It's hell. It's hell down there. We want to go up there, but we can't seem to do the right things to get up there. So we're stuck right here until we figure out the right things to do to get up there. Can I get a witness? Oh, you like Eric Bieniemy too? Yeah. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of him, and he's someone that may be able. But again, with Eric Bieniemy, it would be a little bit with the offense, relearning the offense and things of that sort. But I like Bieniemy. I think he's got a raw deal. That's why I like Bieniemy. All right, the Lunatic hit me up with a super chat. Thank you very much. Hire John Gruden as head coach. Let me put it on the screen. Hold on. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. Where is it at? Where is it at? Here we go. Bam. All right. Hire John Gruden as head coach. Resign Zim. Sign Micah, and then spend money early on free agency. We kept our powder dry, not set it off. Yeah, Gruden. Didn't Gruden crash out or something? My issue with Gruden is like if we're gonna do a retread, keep the same retread we got. Because in my opinion, a retread is going to come in. A guy with a name like a Gruden is going to come in, and he's not going to make too many changes. He's going to just like try to right the ship and make it a little bit better. So if him coming in, giving him more power is almost the same as McCarthy coming in, giving them more power. I kind of look at them on the same level. But everything else I love. I'm the same way with this. My thing, my fix for the Cowboys. At this point, just leave Mike McCarthy. That we don't have a reason. Like if we fired him when we wanted to fire him last year after the playoffs, if we fired him right there when Green Bay did it, it would have made sense. It would have been emotional. It would have been the right thing to do at the time. And then a new coach would have had a time to come through this season. And then this would not have been the new coach's fault. You know what I'm saying? It would have been the front office fault, and a new coach would get a pass for the season or whatnot. And I'd have been okay with that. But this season happened. They allowed it to happen. And anything that happened this season was not Mike McCarthy's fault. The setup of the roster was not McCarthy's fault. The contract situation with Dak and CD, which was horrible for a coach, absolutely horrible for a coach at the beginning of the season, was not McCarthy's fault. So all that stuff happened to McCarthy because of the front office. So I cannot, it's just like, I can't. What's up, Kathy? You smell a wind coming? I feel it, Kathy. You know what? These wins are hurting Cowboy fans. Did you see Michael Irvin, Kathy, like getting mad because Cowboys are winning? These wins are hurting Cowboy fans. But boy, would I love to beat Cincinnati, because they were just like saying how much better Cincinnati is than us, that just because they got Joe Burrow and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, come on, man, Micah, do your thing. I would love to see a big game out of Cooper Rush too. Cooper Rush is and it can happen because Cooper Rush is only doing what he needs to do, right? So in that context, a big game can emerge because you can be highly like the Bo Nix type big games. Do you understand what I'm saying? He's not gonna have a Patrick Mahomes like big game because Cooper Rush can't throw the ball down the field pretty much at all. But Cooper Rush can make very smart decisions with the football and put it in really smart places and all this kind of stuff. So Cooper Rush can have a big game kind of like the same way a Bo Nix is having a big game or whatever. Even Bo got a bigger arm or whatever. But he's playing the game as a rookie, very simple. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I talked about yesterday. When Dak comes back, if we coach a simple game with Dak and have weapons around, is so much better than making Dak make every play, because that's going to end in peril. just like they were talking about Philadelphia's offense. They were talking about yesterday is just as simple as it gets. It's just super simple, but they have weapons everywhere. Give the ball to Saquon Barkley and run to the right and block for him. Break. That literally could be the play, So let's try to make it easier on McCarthy and easier on Dak by putting somebody back there to run the ball that's elite. Somebody over that's on the other side of CeeDee Lamb that's elite. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of receivers. Like yesterday, you wouldn't think that Jerry Jeudy would have been like a perfect complement for CeeDee Lamb on the other side. Now you're like, man, can I have some Jerry Jeudy? You know what I'm saying? So there's some players out there that you can get right now that can still blow up and be a CeeDee Lamb type complement or whatever. We just got to do our homework, which we have not been doing. All right. Let's take this down. I already took it down. All right. Zimmer doesn't need to come out. You know what? I'm okay with them. The defense is getting much better. It's the same thing with the defense. The defense takes a little minute to get accustomed to a new scheme or whatever. But the way the defense is playing in this little win streak is great. Gruden would call Spider 2Y Banana. He is predictable as my. Yeah, he's the same. To me, he's the same. He's the same as McCarthy. And when Chucky won, he won because of what's his name? Not Gruden, Dungy. Dungy built the roster. There's so many good JJ. There's so many good running backs in this draft, man. The one from Oklahoma State. There's one at I think Iowa or somewhere like that. That's just bad. Of course, Boise. You got the ones at Ohio State. You got Hampton in North Carolina. Man, you know, I just there's a lot of running backs. So, I mean, I could focus on. I mean, we could be smart to focus on offensive line and grab the running back that gets passed on and get the one that got this chip on the shoulder. That's a plan. That's a psychological plan. Like, for instance, look, Ollie Gordon may go in the third round, right? Ollie Gordon from Oklahoma State. He was the number one running back in NCAA football when it came out. He was a top-rated running back, so everybody thought he was going to be the number one running back in college football. So his team didn't do well, and it's probably not his fault. He's probably got a crappy offensive line or whatever. I don't know the whole story in Oklahoma State, but that's what happens. So he's still as good as he is. It's not like he's worse because his value dropped. His value just dropped because he's on a bad team, right? So he could drop to maybe a third, or he dropped to the fourth. We said that's why we're gonna be in the draft. Ollie Gordon's in the fourth. We gotta get him because in the first round and the third round we drafted a left tackle and a right guard. And then we go get Ollie Gordon. You see what I'm saying? So then we have a left tackle, a right guard, an elite runner, and then you have two pieces from the offensive line from last year. And whoa, she pulled my PS5 Pro. It's the wires. The wire's gonna be cleaned up. I've only had it a week. Yeah, Genty, Hampton, Gordon, Judkins, Johnson, Henderson. Then you still got people like Jordan. Well, Jordan James better stay in college. But you got a lot of juniors out there that may jump. I mean, and Jordan James is like, he's nasty over there in Oregon. Somebody needs to show Jerry some NFL film that's not on VHS exactly. No. I don't know what this is. But no. All that go wide receiver, then running back. Oh, you know, I've been begging wide receiver. But again, wide receiver can be gotten, you know, like the Cleveland Browns got Jerry Jeudy. You know what I'm saying? When you're looking for that number two, you understand what I'm saying? A Jerry Jeudy type trade or something like that. What Cleveland did with the where was he at? The Raiders? The Broncos. What they did with that, it was okay. It was kind of like what we did with Mingo. You know, Mingo is a talent. You know, we saw a little bit of something, but he didn't catch the ball. You know what I'm saying? He was open. He got thrown to, but, you know, he didn't make that muscle and make that great catch that we were looking for. So the jury's still out on Mingo and whether he's going to make this squad next year. But, again, that was an easy trade to get somebody like that went to a bad team or went to a team that's struggling at quarterback in that window. That's your gold mine. I should be a GM. Man, I'll be hovering over all those teams that have quarterback issues and are putting out bad quarterbacks and stuff like that. And I'm like, what are you doing with that receiver, man? You ain't got no quarterback right now. I'll give you a 5th for him. I'll give you a 6th for him. I'll give you 2 7th and for a former first rounder. I'll give you 2 7th for that former first rounder. I mean, he's gonna leave you anyway in a year. Man, shoot. I can see some good with recruiter. With Mingo recruiter. I can see some good there. So if he starts finishing and playing, actually catching the ball, yeah. Burks from the Titans. Diggs' brother is gonna come in the offseason. That's interesting. Because Houston's not as good as they wanted to be. You can this Larry H said you can get great running backs in the middle rounds. Mostly, yes. This draft though, you definitely can get a great running back in the middle rounds. Definitely. I really wonder how that's going to shake out, because when is GT that may work out for us as well. You know what I'm saying, Larry H? Everybody in the draft may come in saying, hey, you can get a running back in the middle rounds. We can wait and get a running back. And Genty might just fall. Shoot, may even to the second round into where the run of the quarter. So whenever Genty gets picked is when the run of the running backs is going to start. So that may work in our favor as well. You know what I'm saying? It could be when we trade up in the second round or something like that, where we can get a really good running back or one of the top running backs or whatever. But yeah, man, we're in good shape. Man, I can't wait for the draft. Y'all got me talking draft. They might be set in the number 2 with Mingo. That's a might with Mingo and Tolbert. And for me, and then also, man, I just wish. I don't think you can make Turpin a wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? And I want it for Terp so bad, but Terp at wide receiver, I see that ball hitting him on the face. You know what I'm saying? No, Michael Barris. No, Michael Barris. Not nobody from Michigan. No. But I keep seeing, if we need somebody to go deep or whatever, but I don't have any confidence in Turpin will catch that ball. I mean, even the return for a touchdown that we all was crazy about, he dropped it. He dropped it. He's a gadget guy, exactly. He's a gadget guy. So we need somebody that can take the top off. This year, I wanted my man from LSU. What's his name, guys? Come on. It wasn't Neighbors from LSU, but it was Neighbors. It was the number 2 from LSU. And if you looked at his numbers on the deep ball, he was far better than everybody else in the draft at the deep ball. And he came to the NFL, and he's doing the same thing in NFL. So you can see players that can catch that ball, can't because that's a skill in itself that you can't see in any statistics other than catching that deep ball, of how to track that ball in the air, how to attack that ball in the air when it's thrown from like 50 yards. Come on, guys. That ain't easy. We need a Santana Moss, a Deshaun Jackson, somebody that can. Brian Thomas, thank you, big guy. See, Brian Thomas. He was brilliant at that, and he came in the NFL and started doing it again. Looks like Deuce is out, man. Yeah, do you think Mike McCarthy didn't really just he accidentally not dacked up Deuce? I hate that happened to Deuce, but he accidentally not dapped up Deuce. He was happy. Mike McCarthy's not that guy. No, he can't. That's what I was hoping he could be. Kathy. Kathy asked, could he be like Rocket Ishmael? No, Rocket Ishmael was a receiver. He went out and caught the ball, ran routes, and then also did the return game as well. But he was a better receiver. He was the man at receiver. I wanted him to, Kathy. Our last true ex receiver was Dez Bryant. Yeah, big win. CD is our slot. You know what I'm saying? CD. That's how CD gets work done. We can put Deuce was a DI hire. I'm leaving now. I'm leaving. This is over. The show is shut down. Swazi has shut the show down with this comment right here. I'm not saying anything anymore. It's done. The show is over. But yeah, Kathy. I wanted Marvin Harrison Jr. too, but that was a little bit crazy for us to go up that high. And I really hope. My thing is, I just don't want our number one pick from last year to be a bust. That's the one thing that I'm like, please move him over to right. You know what I'm saying? So he can be at least a serviceable right tackle. You know what I'm saying? Because and I'm sure that he can be better than Steele with the right coaching and the right tutelage and put some meat on his bones and all that kind of stuff. But put him over to the right and hopefully he can be something awesome. All right, let me go get my family ready for school, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.